It's hard to think big. The last man that had a dream had the matter of his thinking splattered with a squeeze. R.I.P. Dr. King. John Lennon, rest in peace. Shot for imagining what reality should be. From silent darkness, I'm embarking on the most scenic journey where conscious is a non-existent, so there's no need to worry. And what you want, it appears, it's there right out of thin air. Think of a place, close your eyes if you want to go there. In high school, I would just be hanging out with my friends, drinking, freestyling would happen, and then battles would happen. And I had like a natural inclination to battle. And then I went down to Salisbury for a couple of years to go to school, would drive up to New York on weekends to do shows. Once I started going to grad school in Salisbury, is when I really got focused. Moving to Baltimore, I had to take it more seriously because it's just the competitive nature and there's so many dope local acts. So seeing what they're doing, I think really pushed me. Here, if your content's not constant and high quality and you're not where you need to be and showing face at other people's shows, like you're forgotten about. I did a song with B.I.G. today because people don't die. Currency is worthless, so we spit for free on it. I believe in a life with wifey. People don't lie, and we are divine. No time cease, a reason to cry. I'm flying. I can when I want to without effort. And since we're all content, there's never been no war or weapons. This is heaven sent. It's as if that everything had never been. It ended in a second when I woke up in my bed again. Because it was all a dream. The word lyrical is so insanely overused and not appropriately used. That's why I got into the asterisk concept with this album, because I feel like any verse I write, there can be a lot of unpacking and almost annotating and analysis of. And I pride myself on that. It might take someone 10, 15 listens before they pick up, but that's replay value because I want you to do that unpacking yourself and I want you to have that conversation with your friends. The asterisk was twofold. It was both referencing the idea that you're gonna have to unpack everything, you're gonna have to really look into this. The asterisk also kind of signifies the idea of a star that has been left out, maybe a statement I'm making, not so subtly. And then the idea that I'm including all of my various influences, anything under the sun that has shaped me or that I've listened to as a hip-hop head for all of these years, I tried to cram into it. Roger that, hallelujah, father back. I got a papa that's as awesome as the one you had. I thank God that I've had you for as long as I have, and I can't imagine what you went through when you lost him, Dad. Dead Man's Dream was pretty trippy. A couple years ago, my dad just said, you know, I have this title. And I couldn't think of anything that didn't feel like trite to me, so I kind of just let it sit. I don't know, a year and a half ago, I went back to it. I thought about like the fact that my grandfather, who my dad lost when he was very young, how he had all these things he wanted to do when he got better. He passed from cancer, but he had all these things he wanted to do when he got better. He didn't get to do them. So I thought about who my dad was as a person and how he kind of like embodied the fulfillment of some of the things my grandfather wanted to do. And then it clicked. And I called him with the idea and he knew where I was going with it. So it really kind of like, whoa, universe. But you brought him back with what you taught me, and because of you and him, I have an image for when I'm a dad. All them talks we had, acting like I ain't know how to act until I stepped back and tried to walk your path. It felt good, and it was the most connected I've ever felt with my grandfather. He had a Purple Heart. Like, I didn't know that. You know, my grandfather is someone who worked constantly for like the entirety of his life, and that was the right thing for him and the right thing for his family. But I'm looking here with how finite life can be and him being a perfect example of that. Now is the time to take my shot. I think anyone that chases something great, there are gonna be people that think you're crazy, and you're just gonna have to accept that. I hope this song is the connective tissue, mending you to him, to me, to all the future next to kin we ever get to. Navy man from the greatest generation, earned his stripes in the sea, then policing on the pavement.